Former Fresno State track and field coach Bob Fraley was known for helping others and his tireless love for the sport of track and field. Perhaps nothing demonstrated that more than his unselfish decision in 2003 to donate his entire salary as head coach to the Fresno State men's track and field program to help keep it alive. An act of generosity which got him much deserved national attention. Here's what Fraley had to say about it in 2003.
Fresno State has treated me very, very well. I mean, everybody has hopes they're going to do something, you have dreams, and Fresno State allowed me to fulfill my dreams. You see what I mean? Well, Fresno State needed some help financially, and we were at a position, I will do this university which has done so much for me.
All right, and to talk a little bit more about the legacy of head coach Bob Fraley at Fresno State, longtime coach at Fresno State, Coach Fraley, is Brian Weaver and Robert Foster, two former Fresno State track and field athletes. You were an 800-meter runner, right, in the early 90s. Robert, of course, you ran the 110-meter hurdles as well in the 90s, later went on to represent Jamaica in the Olympics. And guys, first off, just generally speaking, Brian, talk about Coach Fraley and what he meant to track and field in this community.
You know, I've been thinking about this a lot, and because he was so instrumental in my life as a coach and how it meant to the whole community, and he truly believed that we become better through track and field, the opportunities that it goes and presents to everyone, and it can be a foundation for your life after track and field. And I really think that that's why it was so important to him. And you know, going out there and being, you know, one-on-one, it's a challenge, and you learn how to persevere, and it was really important for him.
Robert, Coach Fraley, what kind of an impact did he have on you?
Well, I think one of the biggest impact that he had on me in my life was during the time that I competed at Fresno State, the Bible studies and the Christian fellowship and just the mentorship and him living that lifestyle, which spoke to me as an athlete, and some of the things that he instilled in me was not to take shortcuts. Didn't matter how talented you were. One of his phrases was, "Gosh darn it, Robert, you did," you know, whatever. And it was, so he was definitely instrumental in just me being a coach now and my coaching style, and just being firm, but still being able to gather your athletes, love on them, and still give them what they need in a way that they can, you know, capture.
Robert, of course, the head track and field coach at Fresno Pacific. Brian, you've been the longtime track and field coach at Buchanan High School. These are two, you know, well-known coaches here in the Valley, and that's what struck me too, especially from going to Coach Fraley's service at Belmont Country Club, was just how many people in the track and field community here in the Central Valley have a connection to Coach Fraley.
Yeah, you start thinking about it, of all those that were teammates of mine, teammates of Robert's, and then beyond, being really involved in track and field at Fresno State, that there's so many of us that went into the teaching education route because it was so important to us. It helped made us who we are, and I think that we wanted to make sure we give that back to other people. And I think that's why so many of us went into coaching and stuck around here, because we enjoyed the Valley and what it had to offer, and it was good to us, so we want to give back.
Yeah.
How knowledgeable was Coach Fraley when it comes to not just the pole vault, which was his specialty, but everything with regards to track and field?
Very knowledgeable. I remember during the time when the Run for the Dream was going on, I was in Michigan. I was living in Michigan at that time, and he would often call me and ask me to come out to do a clinic. And I mean, he was just so well versed in his knowledge in the sport, and he was just so forward thinking and just trying to keep the sport moving forward, which, I mean, he'll be greatly missed.
Yeah,
for sure.
Brian, how much did he do for the sport? When you consider the street vaulting in Clovis, the Run for the Dream, I mean, he was pushing track and field 24/7, wasn't he?
Yeah, and it goes way beyond, I think, what we grasp. I was visiting with a friend of mine that coached at Fresno State, Chris Campbell, with Coach Fraley, And we were talking, and he even talked about the NC2A regions and how that was important to him to kind of get more kids to that NC2A level, that he was instrumental in that we don't know those things until, you know, later on in our lives what he did. But, you know, the street vault, you know, Mondo, you know, the world record holder, he was here.
Mondo Duplantis in
yes,
the pole vault.
yes, yeah, he was a little kid. He was like 12, and he came to the street vault, and he was here, and then Nick Heisung was here, and Stacey Trujillo's here. So you have all these amazing people that came because of the love that he had for the sport, and the instrumental of it, working with UCS, the pole vault company, Run for the Dream, trying to give back and get the valley back in it, get indoor track. It was fading, and like, you know, little Fresno can do it, we can do it. And I think that his impact is felt around the country today, and even the world, with, you know, what he believed in and what he could envision. So he was a genius at that, the vision that he had, well beyond just what's around him.
Before I let you go, guys, I want to ask you about his decision, I think it was in 2003, to forego his salary and actually donate it to the Fresno State men's track and field program to keep it going, right? When you heard about that, what was your reaction? I'll start with you, Brian.
It was heartbreaking, but heartwarming at the same time, that had to be done to save something that meant so much to me, and I'm sure Robert as well, that it was the ultimate sacrifice, because you're willing to go and change your lifestyle a little bit for the betterment of young men and women. I mean, how many people are willing to sacrifice their own for so many?
You know, I just remember him and his wife opening up their home. They would feed us, do the Bible studies, and he would always give, you know. So when he did that, it was definitely surprising and shocking. Shouldn't have to have gotten there, but it did. And he made that huge sacrifice, and yeah, that's who Bob Fraley was.
Bob Fraley will be missed, but some reflections here from Robert Foster, former Fresno State track and field athlete, and current head coach of Fresno Pacific, and Brian Weaver, also an 800-meter runner at Fresno State under Coach Fraley and the current head coach at Buchanan. Guys, thanks so much for kind of sharing some thoughts on the life and legacy of the great Bob Fraley. Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks.